Good morning, guys. It's 11:30, almost 11:30. I don't think we have anybody in class. Hopefully somebody will trickle in, and if you come in, you can always interrupt. But other than that, we're going to record a lesson today. Hopefully you had a good break. It was short, but it was sweet. Hopefully all breaks are short. So we're going to work on some of the problems from area perimeter 2. I think we did up to 6. I'm going to open the document and share that with you. Before we do that, guys, I would like to do this problem from your exam 1. Okay, let me do this problem first. I'm going to do it a little differently. Okay, you guys might like this better. I'm going to do it algebraically. I know some of you like algebra better. Okay, so I'm going to do this problem algebraically. So give me 2 minutes. So let's read the question. An airline passenger fell asleep 2/3 of the way to her destination. When she awoke, the distance remaining is 1/7 of the distance traveled while she slept. We have done it visually in class, but I'm going to do it algebraically. We'll draw a picture though. So the first black dot is where the airline passenger, where the trip starts, and the last black dot is where the trip ends. Okay, so the passenger falls asleep 2/3 of the way to her destination. So this is 1/3, 1/3. This is where she falls asleep. Okay, she wakes up somewhere here. Okay, this is where she's asleep. Okay, these 2 points are very important. The green line represents where she wakes up, and the black second line right here represents where she fell asleep. What else do we know? It does say when she awoke, the green line, the distance remaining was 1/7 of the distance traveled while she slept. Let's say she traveled X miles while she slept. Then according to the question, this has to be 1/7 of X or X over 7. From the first part, we know this is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this whole thing is 1/3. Now I can set up an equation as follows: X plus X over 7 is 1/3. And I have to solve for X. And remember, I can have the same denominator by multiplying both sides by 7. I'm going to move here. On the left-hand side, I have 8x over 7. And I'm sorry, this is 3. And this is 1/3. So what's x? You can cross multiply. 3 times 8 is 24, 24x. 7 times 1 is 7. 7, what's x? X is 7 over 24. And that's your answer because you assumed, I'm sorry. That's your answer because you assumed that the whole trip was one unit long. It was cut into 3 parts, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. All the action took place in the third section. So, and the relationship between these 2 parts is the last part is 1/7 of this part X. And this is your answer, 7/24. So there is a problem that we did from your exam 1. Make sure you know how to do it. You're going to see it again. Having said that, let me mention before we jump to our little assignment and the things that we're going to do today, I have uploaded exam 2. I call it no credit. Exam 2 is here. Feel free to take it. Feel free to take it. It won't be graded. It won't go to grade book, but I will grade it. If you take it, you have to tell me that you've taken it. Please grade it. I will grade it. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to work on some of these problems. Let's see how we do it. Back to our packet. We worked on this packet before exam 2. We're going to work on it again. Well, we're going to continue working on it. Okay. I think we did up to number 4. Let me think. No, I think we did number 5 as well. I'm pretty sure we did number 5. So I'm going to do number 6. That's the plan. All right, very slowly. And what packet is this? This is in your problem set folder. It's called Area Perimeter 2. So this is number 6. Here we are. Let's read the question. Number 6 from Area Perimeter 2, and the packet is in your folder called Problem Sets on BlazeView. And I can show you right now. It's right here. Area Perimeter 2, right here. Okay, let's read the question. The figure below is made with 6 1-inch squares and 2 larger squares. Okay, larger squares are clearly green. There are 2 of them. And the rest of the pink squares are 1-inch square. That means this is 1 inch. 1, this is 1 inch. That also means this has to be 6. Now, I don't know the relationship between the green squares and the pink squares. I really don't. But I do know one thing, guys, and this problem is a little tricky. This plus this has to be 6. Why? If you collapse them like so, they will match. That's why. So I'm not going to know if this is 2, 3. I'm going to write it like this. This plus this plus this, all of them together is 6. Almost done. Now, they want us to find if the perimeter of the shape is 21, all the perimeter of this shape, these pink lines, and I'm going to choose a third color. Let's make it yellow. And these yellow lines, I have 4 yellow lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have three green lines, okay, right in the bottom. all the yellow lines, all the pink lines, all the green lines added together is 21 inches. I don't know the yellow lines. I'm going to call them X. That's the side of each square, each green square. Now I can write a nice equation, guys. All the pink lines add up to 6. All the green lines add up to 6 plus 1 plus 1, which is 8. So we're going to use the colors properly. Instead of x plus x plus x plus x, I'm going to write 4x. And I am going to write plus 6 for the pink. Then I'm going to write plus 8 for the green. Again, 8 is coming from 6 plus 1 plus 1. When you add all of them together, you should get the perimeter of the entire shape, which is 21. And from this equation, I can easily solve for x. 4x plus 14. 8 plus 6 is 14. And 21. And I subtract 14 from both sides. I get 4x equal to 21 minus 14 is 7, and x is equal to 7 over 4, which is a decimal number, right? If you really want to write it in fraction, it's going to be 1 3/4. I'm going to check my answer. But before I check my answer, they want us to find the perimeter. I found each side, okay? Each side is actually, I don't need this. Each side is 7 over 4. So the perimeter has to be 4 times x. Perimeter is 4x, x plus x plus x plus x. X is 7 over 4. And the answer is 7 inches. I'm going to check my answer first. Number 6 is 7 inches, hopefully. Yep, we got it right. So here we have our number 6, all taken care of. All right, moving on, doing the next one. We did 6, let's try 7. It's going to seem a little repetitive. And you can use these problems in your high school. If you're teaching, if you're going to be a high school teacher, you can also use them in middle school. It's very doable. Middle school kids can handle these things. They handle these things very well. I work with a middle school student and she can do these things. Sometimes you have to probe them a little bit, ask them a good question. All right. The next one, number 7. Okay, the figure below is made with 5 1-inch square. Of course, the light blue squares are 1 inch and 2 larger squares, they're green. The squares are touching each other. The perimeter of the shape is 14, the whole shape. Let me walk around the perimeter of the whole shape. This is the perimeter of the whole shape. Okay. Fine, that's 14. Find the perimeter of one of the larger squares. Okay. Now, what I have to understand that this edge is same as this edge. Okay. So this, some of these problems are similar, but then they are not. There are some differences. I'll tell you what I mean. So this plus this little piece, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, is the perimeter of the green square. Same thing, this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, is also the perimeter of the other green square, right? And these edges Since the blue squares are 1 inch on each side, that's what it says. This is 1, this is 1, and this is 1, and this is 1. Now I think I can write a nice clean equation. Now, I am, instead of looking at the red piece here as pieces, I'm going to say all of them together is P. Why did I choose P? P stands for the perimeter. This is P, and so is this. What's my equation? P plus P is 2P, plus, don't forget the ones here, 1, 1, 1, 1 is 4. This accounts for all the edges around my shape, and according to the question, this is 14. The perimeter of this whole shape is 14. Now you have to solve for P and you'll have it. And what do we have here? 2P. 14 minus 4, which is 10. And P is equal to 10 over 2 is 5. So the perimeter of my green square has to be 5, and the unit should be inches. I will check my answer. Okay. Number 7, hopefully is 5. Yep, it's 5. So we're good. So we wrapped up number 7. All right, moving on. I go faster when nobody's here, because when you guys are here, you ask me questions, right? All right, this one isn't bad at all. Looks a little funny, but number 8 is not bad at all. Okay, let's read the question. The design was made with one large square, 4 congruent medium square. The yellow squares are medium. The blue one is large. 4 small ones, the red ones. They're touching each other. The perimeter of the larger square is 40 inches. Okay? So this is 40. This whole perimeter is 40. I don't know why it's showing me that hand. It's not. Anyway, I have to deal with it. I don't know why it's showing that hand. Okay, let me try it again, guys. I'm sorry. I like the dark better than the hand. Okay. Now, what does that mean? The perimeter of the large square is 40, and the perimeter of each medium square. So if this has a perimeter of 24, take 24 divided by 4, you're going to get 6. So each side of the yellow square is 6. Okay, that's helpful. So I'm going to write a bunch of 6 there. 6, 6. Now I'm not going to do it all the way, guys. I'm going to show you a little trick that you can apply here. I'm just going to focus on this piece. 6 and 6. Each small square, the perimeter of each small square is 8. Take 8, small square divided by 4. It has 4 sides, and you're going to get 2. So these little guys are 2. Okay. Now, here's the tricky part, guys. Here's the tricky part. This piece, and this piece. and this piece, and this piece, and this piece. All these 5 green pieces should be same as the length of each side of the blue square. Okay, the perimeter of the large square, the large square, they're calling it large, small, and medium, is 40. Take 40 divided by 4, you're going to get 10. So each side of the blue square is 10, and all the 5 green pieces that I outlined has to be 10. We have everything to add together, guys. I'm just looking at this much. Okay. So if you don't mind, I'm going to erase this because I need the room. So that 1/4 of my whole perimeter is what I circled. All the green pieces, let's erase this now. It's not relevant. All the green pieces add up to 10. Then I have 2 6s, that's 12. Then I have a couple of 2s, that's 4. 10 plus 12 plus 4 is 26. Now I have accounted for only 1/4 of the perimeter of this shape. This shape has 4 pieces, one here, and one here. So what's the perimeter, guys? The perimeter is going to be 26 times 4. I'm going to check my answer is 104 inches. That's my answer. I'm going to check it. Number 8. Yep, 104. That's not a bad sign. So we wrapped up number 8. Again, you do want to understand a couple of things. Instead of going all around, you're just looking at one piece because it repeats itself. Okay. And in that one piece, you have to kind of understand. Let me erase this, kind of re-emphasizing. I'm going to actually do one more. These 5 green pieces must be the size, must match the side of the blue square. Let me do one more like this. I know it's a little hard. When I teach this in class, students will say, can we do another one? So I'll do another one. Let's see if I can make it. I'm going to call it 8B. B generally means it's a made-up problem. We don't have it in the packet. Let's make this 80. Let's make this 48. Let's make this 16. Okay, again, I'm making it up and I will try this problem, try to do a couple, because this is considered a hard problem. Now, the way I'm going to do it, guys, again, if you don't mind, I have a little picture here for me to read. Okay, and I'm going to take this here, make this picture bigger. And I'm going to bring it here. Okay, so the picture is big, that helps. All right, so remember, guys, we're going to focus on just this bit. And whatever this bit is, our final answer will be 4 times that. Okay? Okay, so I want to know one more thing. One more thing should be emphasized. This bit, this bit, this bit, and this bit, and this bit. All these 5 pieces will be same as the length of each side of the blue square. And according to the question, the blue, the perimeter of the large square is 80. So you're going to take 80 divided by 4. You're going to get 20. Keep that in mind. That's a green 20. Okay. Now the yellow squares are 48. Take your 48. Take your 48 divided by 4. I think it's 12. So each yellow square has a side length of 12. So I'm going to write 12 here. Okay. I'm going to make it red color here. The red edges are 12 units long. Now I'm going to make this back to yellow. These little red squares have 2 yellow edges that haven't been accounted for. And each red square has a perimeter of 16. Take 16 divided by 4. You're going to get 4. So this side is 4. This side is 4. All the green pieces is 20. So this piece, the piece that I kind of, this much, okay, between these 2 lines, has to be, all the green pieces is 20 plus the 2 12, that's 24, plus the 2 4s, that's 8. And 28 plus 24 is 28 plus 24, 48, 52. And I'm going to check it again. Yes, that's 52. Now my answer, okay, my answer is not 52. My answer will be 4 times this because I want the perimeter of the whole shape. I'm going to walk along like this. I hope you can see the little dot. All of this. So my answer is 52 times 4. Which is 208. And the answer is inches. That's my final answer. Okay, I don't have anything to check, but I'm pretty confident this is correct. I have a trick and I don't think I messed up. All right, guys, moving on. Oh, these problems are so interesting. I'll try not to finish the whole packet today. I'm going to save some for tomorrow. Just to let you know, guys, I won't actually do 15 and 16, and it'll be clearly emphasized during your study guide and everything. So I would certainly like to do number 9 and number 10 today. Okay, that's the plan. Okay, let's take it and bring it. Okay, let's read the question. A rectangle below is made with squares of 3 different sizes: the yellow ones, the green ones, the red ones. The smallest ones are 1 inch square. That means this is 1 inch, this is 1 inch. Okay, that's what that means. All right, so let's see if that helps. It actually helps a lot. All of this is 3 inches. Of course, this is 1 inch. I'm not going to worry about it. Now that allows me to draw this conclusion. This is also 3. I can now find the length of each edge of the red square, which is going to be 3/2. Why 3/2, guys? Because 3/2 is 1.5. Two of them together is 3 units long. So each has to be, I'm going to erase it. Each has to be 1.5. I'm just going to write 1.5. 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and write 1.5 here too, because it's the side of the same square. And I'm going to write a little 1 here. We're almost done. Now, this side is 2.5. 1 plus 1.5 is 2.5. So should this side be? Because this whole thing is a rectangle. And just like before, two edges of the yellow squares make 2.5 together. Divide 2.5 by 2. Sorry. And you're going to get 1.25. So I'm going to erase this, if you don't mind, just this bit. Instead of writing 2.5, I'm going to write 1. And let's erase this too. I'm going to write this whole thing. And let's change the color to green. This is 1.25. And this is 1.25. That's very helpful. Why? Because now I know this is 1.25. So is this. Now I know. Now I am ready to calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, I know all the sides of this rectangle, including this is 1, this is 1.5. I'm going to erase some of this. It looks a little messy. I'm going to erase this, but I think we're being recorded. So to find the perimeter of the rectangle, the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to, very carefully, you have to add everything all around. I'm going to start with this 3, okay? So what do I have? Well, you can do it, but this edge all together, I'm going to use my red ink and I'm going to get rid of it. All of this is 3 plus 1.25 is 4.25. And then I have same thing in the bottom. It's going to be 4.25. So I'm, instead of writing 4.25 plus 4.25, I'm just going to multiply it by 2. What happens on the right-hand side, guys? On the left-hand side, 1.25 is 2.5. On the right-hand side, 1 plus 1.5 is 2.5. So it's also 2.5. I'm going to take both of them. So I'm going to write 2.5 here as follows. Now, 4.25 times 2 is 8.5. And 2.5 times 2 is 5. And 5 plus 8 is 13.5. Now I'm going to put the unit as inch. And I'm going to quickly check my answer. Number 9. And what did we get here? We got 13.5. Yep, we got it right. Now I will do one more problem like this. This is considered difficult. And here it is. The perimeter of the whole rectangle is 13.5. Let's do one more. Okay, in class, most people will ask me to do another one. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to call it 9B. And I'm going to change it like this. You don't have to know why I'm doing it like this, but here's my new problem. And we're going to go here. All right. Very slowly. Okay, this time around, guys, the smallest ones, this is a 2-inch square. So this whole thing, this is 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So this is 6. If two red squares add up to be 6, each has to be 3. So I'm going to erase it now. I'm going to write 3 and 3. And that tells me this has to be 3. And this is given, this has to be 2. Because the little green squares are 2 units on each edge. I'm in good shape. Look, at the right-hand side, it's 5. So this has to be 5. But the 2 yellow squares together form 5. So each has to be 5 over 2 or 2.5. Now, instead of 5, I'm just going to write, just so that we know we have done our work. I'm going to write 2.5, 2.5. What does that do? Well, that helps a lot, guys. That tells us this edge, the only 2 missing edges have to be 2.5 and 2.5. I'm going to erase this. Now, I need to find the perimeter of the whole rectangle, and that has to be the longest side of the rectangle. Original big rectangle is 6.25, which is 8.5. I'll multiply it by 2 because there are 2 of them, one on top, one in the bottom. And the width is 2 plus 3 is 5, or 2.5 plus 2.45 is also 5. Doesn't matter which one you start with. It's going to be 5 times 2 because there are 2 of them. What do we get? 8 times 2 is 17 plus 10, which is 27 inches. Perimeter of the rectangle. I'm going to write peri. That's my answer. The rectangle. So here we go. We have our 2 problems. All right, guys, moving on. So I'm going to do a couple of problems like this. Let's see. Do we have anybody? No. Okay. I'm going to do this one, of course. Let's take this one. I'm going to do 2 versions of it, but don't worry about that yet. So this is a little, I don't know what to make of it. Okay, this is so-called, you could call it a tricky problem. What you have to, let's read the question first. In the figure below, you have 5 congruent small squares, the blue squares, there are 5 of them. 2 of the sides are touching like described. Okay, if the perimeter of the shape is 24, find the perimeter of each small square. What's interesting, guys, and you really want to observe this is the perimeter of the shape. So the perimeter of this shape is same if you get rid of this edge. I just had to redo it again because I didn't want to delete it. Let me change this color. Okay. This edge and this edge. The yellow and green together make the perimeter of the shape. However, it is same as the perimeter of this. So again, you really want to focus. Oh, pink is not the best choice, but let me change the color to white. Okay, very carefully. The two white lines have the same length as the two yellow lines, okay? Because they are the sides of the same red square. So instead of the yellow lines, if I replace the yellow lines with the white lines, I really get the perimeter of the blue L shape. The white lines plus the green lines is the perimeter of the blue 5 rectangle. So basically, we can pretend the red square is not there. Perimeter of the blue 5 blue rectangular shape, the L shape, just this L shape, has to be 24. And this is worth reflecting on. The shape created by the 5 blue squares has to be also 24. I can practically ignore the red square as if it's not there. Well, having said that, I'm going to just say each blue square is X on each side. How many are there, guys? I'm not going to write a bunch of X's. There are too many to write, but let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 of these X's all around the 5 blue squares. 12X must be 24. The perimeter of the blue L-shaped region is 24. And 12X are also on the perimeter. Therefore, what is X? If X is 2, what's the perimeter of the blue square? Let's write it here. Perimeter of the blue square, each blue square, of course, has to be 4 times 2, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8. And the answer is inches. I'm going to quickly check my answer, okay? Number 10. 8, not bad, not bad. 8 inches. I'm going to write inches properly. My N doesn't look very nice. I'm going to do one more like number 10. Okay, guys, I'm going to make it up. One more like number 10, and that's where we're going to stop the lecture today, but I'll be here after the lecture. If you guys want to come in, chit chat with me, as you know, it'll be office hours. Okay, let me change this. And next class, I plan on doing 11, 12, finish the rest. We'll be done with this packet next time. I'm going to make it 48. Okay, that's what I'm going to make it. I'm going to call it 10B. Once again, the main point is to see the perimeter of this shape is same as the perimeter of this shape. I'm going to now go do it yellow, go yellow. And you really want to pause and reflect and make sure you understand. So you can pretend the red square is not there. Why, guys? When you include the red square, you include these two edges and you exclude these two, and they kind of cancel out. Doesn't matter if they're outside or inside. So again, we have to understand this. Let's erase everything. Let's fix this guy here. You really have to understand that the perimeter of this shape, this blue L-shaped polygon, is 48. Now, each side, I'm going to call it X. All right, now I'm going to count how many are there all around. Very carefully. Clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 of them, if you want to include that. Count it very carefully. There are 12 of them. Each is X, so the perimeter has to be 12X, and that has to be 48 because the perimeter is 48. It's given in the question. And you divide both sides by 12. You get 4. So X is 4. The question wants you to determine what's the perimeter of each blue square. Perimeter of the blue squares, each blue square is going to be 4 times 4. Why 4 times 4? One of the 4s is the 4, X is 4, but there are 4 of them. That's 16. And trust me, I know my answer is right. I don't have to check it. That's how I change the number. It should double. If the previous answer was 8, which it was, this has to be 16. Let's see if the previous answer was 8. Yep. So this is correct. That's plenty of lecture for today. I'm going to stop lecturing. I'm going to be still here. We still have some time. I'm going to hang around here. Just come and say hi. If you want to talk about your exam or anything, this is not a bad time to do it. And you know, again, I'm repeating myself. I'm going to be here available for you guys from 11:30 till what was about 1.5 hours is what I decided. Some of it will be office hours, some of it will be lecture. I don't want to get too ahead with lecture. We could easily do a couple of problems, but I'm going to save it for the next class. When students come, they ask us question, do another one. So when that doesn't happen, I do too many problems and I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Now, if you have any questions about the exam, okay, do that one, do this one. You can always come to class and ask me to do it. I'll do it. I will not open your exam while we are recording it, but you can tell me the number. I can show you the exam. You can say, yeah, do that one. And I will be happy to do it. Okay. Thank you guys. I will upload it, but I'll be right back here.